All right, let's talk about the new space race. It's not countries anymore, it's billionaires. And the huge question on everyone's mind is all this incredible progress we're seeing built on real, solid engineering, or is it just a masterclass in marketing and hype? We're going to dig into that.
You know, for decades, if you wanted to go to space, you had to be a superpower. It was their playground, period. But now, that's all changed. We've got private billionaires using what this quote calls on-the-spot innovation to do things that, honestly, once seemed impossible. And that really gets to the heart of it. Is this innovation for real, or is it just part of an elaborate show?
So, how in the world did we get here? Well, this huge shift from government-run missions to these private companies, it isn't just about who's footing the bill. No, it's a completely different way of thinking about space exploration itself. The why, the how, everything. Which brings us right back to our big question. Are we really watching genuine, groundbreaking progress unfold, or are we just caught up in a brilliantly produced spectacle? To even begin to answer that, we first have to figure out, what does real innovation under pressure even look like? We need a benchmark. So let's jump in a time machine for a second and go back to what I'd call the gold standard for solving problems in the emptiness of space. We're talking about a kind of ingenuity that was born out of pure, terrifying necessity, a time when failure was just not an option. And there is no better example of this than the legendary mission of Apollo 13. You've probably heard it called the successful failure, and that's because, it never made it to the moon. But the story of how they got home, well, it's one of the greatest tales of human problem-solving ever told. Just look at this timeline. It is absolutely wild. Imagine this for a second. You are 200,000 miles from home, and an oxygen tank explodes. Your main spacecraft is basically dead. Oh, and the air you're breathing is slowly turning into poison. Back on Earth, Mission Control had to scramble and invent a fix right then and there, using only the stuff the astronauts had with them. We're talking plastic bags, cardboard, and duct tape. I mean, seriously. And in just a matter of hours, they came up with a solution that saved all three of their lives. And that right there is the perfect definition of engineering grit. It's not about slick PowerPoints or promising the moon. It's about solving impossible life-or-death problems with whatever you've got on hand right when you absolutely have to. That's the standard. Okay, now let's fast forward back to today. The whole landscape has been turned on its head. It's a whole new game with a whole new set of players. See, this new space race isn't driven by national pride. It's driven by individuals with incredibly deep pockets. The goal isn't just planting a flag, it's about profit. They move at a breakneck speed and boy, are they masters of the spectacle, using these huge announcements to grab the world's attention. And this brings us right back to that core conflict. With all this speed and all this spectacle, is there real substance there? Or is all the flashiness just distracting us from a potential lack of that old-school gritty innovation? So let's look at the skeptical side for a minute. Could it be that all this public excitement, all this massive investment is built on a foundation of, hype? A story that sold so well it papers over any cracks in the foundation? To really get this argument, just look at a cautionary tale from another industry, Nikola Motors. They created an enormous amount of hype for their electric trucks. They even put out this awesome video of one just cruising down the highway. The catch? Well, it turned out the truck was just rolling downhill. It couldn't actually drive itself. It's a really powerful reminder of how hype can make something look real long before the tech is actually there. So the question is, could the same thing be happening in the space industry? The really crucial difference here boils down to motivation. The Apollo era was all about hard engineering deadlines, backed by the full resources of a country. Today's race is often driven by the need to create investor hype, and publicity isn't some dry mission report anymore. It's a slick, viral social media campaign. That creates a totally different kind of pressure. But hang on, that's just one side of the coin. What if all the hype is actually backed up by real substance? What if behind all the spectacle, there are genuine, game-changing technical breakthroughs happening as we speak? And honestly, there's some seriously compelling evidence for this. Just think about reusable rockets, which companies like SpaceX really pioneered. That's not hype. That's a reality that has completely changed the economics of getting to space. Launch costs have absolutely plummeted, and that's fueling real, bold ambitions for missions to the moon and even Mars. These aren't just empty promises. These are tangible engineering wins. So, where does that leave us? Well, it's not a simple case of it's all hype or it's all real. We're clearly in a brand new era, one with a new set of rules and, maybe most importantly, a new set of risks. The truth is, the modern space race is a hybrid. It's a fusion of both of these powerful forces. The masterful hype drums up the money and the public support needed to try these incredible things, but then you actually need real engineering grit to pull them off. The two are now tangled up together in a way we've just never seen before. And that leaves us with a pretty critical final question. We're in a new age of innovation, no doubt about it, one that moves faster and dreams bigger than ever. But by mixing that methodical, careful engineering with the crazy speed of modern hype, what are the risks we're taking? That, right there, is the big unknown.